Good morning, students. Hope you all are well. So, today we are going to start the sexual reproduction in bacteria. So, generally, bacteria don't show this kind of sexual reproduction, but they have a special type of sexual reproduction that is known as the genetic recombination or the parasexuality, and this is first demonstrated by two scientists, Liederberg and Totem, for which they are awarded the Nobel Prize. Okay, so the typical sexual reproduction they don't have. There is actually the exchange of the genetic material take place in their body, so that it is known as the genetic recombination or the parasexuality. Okay, so three steps are there: conjugation, transduction and transformation. So by these three process, means these are the three different types of exchanging of the genetic materials in bacteria. Okay, so first start with conjugation. It is a most primitive form of sexual reproduction which studied first in E. coli or Escherichia coli by the scientists Liederberg and Coley. Okay, so means in the bacteria which showing this conjugation, they are dimorphic in nature. Dimorphic means they have two types of cells, but two cells are different. One is the male cell, that is the F plus, or sometimes they are known as the donor cell, and another is the female or the F minus or the recipient. Okay, so male cell is the donor cell and the female cell is the recipient cell, and this F means the fertility factor. F plus means the male cell have the fertility factor, and F minus means the female cells they don't have the fertility factor. Okay, and the male cells they also have the pili. Pili means this cilia like structure outside the cell wall of the bacteria. These are the pili. So the male cells have pili and the F plus or the fertility factor on the plasmid. What is plasmid? Plasmid means the circular one big circle is there, that is the genetical material, and another small circle is there. See in the diagram, that is the extra chromosomal DNA present in bacteria, that is known as the plasmid. Okay, and the female recipient cell they does not have pili or the F plus or the fertility factor. That's why they are F minus. Okay, so the first part of conjugation means that is known as the sexduction. So let's see what is this. So the donor cell, that means the male cell. Okay, so the donor cell are attached with the recipient cell with the help of this pili. Okay, the pili are present outside in the cell wall. It is a cilia like structure. So the donor cells are attached with the recipient cell with the help of pili. Okay, so where they are attached with each other means in the region of contact, this pillars means one pillars grow in size and form a cytoplasmic bridge or conjugation tube in between this attachment of the two cells. The plasmid or the of the donor cell, that means the plasmid of the male cell with the fertility factor, they undergoes replication. Why? Because for the new cell they have to transfer the new genetic material or the DNA, so that the plasmid of the donor cell with the fertility factor they undergo replication. Okay, so at this stage a conjugation tube is formed. With that pillars the conjugation tube has formed already, through which the copy means one new copy of the fertility factor is transferred to the recipient cell. Okay, so this phenomenon is known as sexduction. See the diagram. So the first is the donor cell F plus, and the second is the female cell or the F minus. Okay, so you see in the donor cell pili are there and plasmid DNA also are there. So in next the pilis form a cytoplasmic bridge or conjugation tube, and this plasmid is attached with the normal genetical material of the donor cell, and after that it undergoes replication, and in last one you see it has given the fertility factor to the recipient cell and it becomes the F plus, that means it becomes F positive. Both of the cells are F positive, means both of them are having the fertility factors. Okay, next is conjugation. Okay, so sometimes what happens, the plasmid of the male cells are attached to the nuclear body or with the bacterial chromosome. Plasmids sometimes attached with the bacterial chromosome. So when the plasmids are attached with the bacterial chromosome, it is known as episome. Okay, so it is known as episome. What is episome? When the plasmid of the donor cell or the male cells get attached with the bacterial chromosome or the nuclear body, it is known as episome. Okay, so such a male cell who has this episome, they are known as HFR, that means the high frequency of recombination. Why? Because the plasmid DNA are attached with the bacterial DNA, that means new recombinations will form. So the episome causes a break in the bacterial chromosome. Okay, so that some of the genes of the male cell can also transfer to the female cell along with the plasmid. So the transferred gene recombine with the corresponding gene in the female cell. Okay, so let's see the diagram. This one, first you see the plasmid DNA are attached with the normal the nuclear body or the bacterial chromosome, and it's already formed the episome, and the cell is known as the HFR, that means the high frequency of recombination, and the recipient cell, that is in normal condition. After that the cytoplasmic bridge has formed or the conjugation tube has formed. Okay, and after that, see, from the episome one copy of this plasmid DNA and the genes, they are transferred into the female cell. Okay, so when they are transferred into the female cell, that particular copy will get inserted into the bacterial chromosome of the female, and new combinations will start, or the new recombination will start. Okay, and the new genes are get inserted into the bacterial DNA. Okay, so these are the conjugation and sexduction. Next is the transduction. Okay, so transduction is also the transferring of the genetic material from one bacterium to another, but with the help of bacteriophage, a virus. Okay, with the help of bacteriophage. So this process was discovered by Zinder and Liederberg in bacteria Salmonella typhi. And the last process, that is the transformation. So this process is discovered by Griffith in Diplococcus pneumoniae, the bacteria causing pneumonia. So he observed that the bacteria of the non-virulent strain, that means non-virulent means non-poisonous strain, develop characteristics of virulent strain. That means one bacteria of non-poisonous strain, when they are inserted into the body of any animal or any inserted into the cell, they show the characteristics of the virulent strain or the poisonous strain. Okay, so when they are injected into the mice along with the heat killed lysogenic bacteria of virulent strain. So if we will inject a non-virulent bacteria of a non-virulent strain, but along with a heat killed or the inactive lysogenic bacteria of the virulent strain, then what they show, that non-virulent bacteria will show the characteristics of the virulent strain. Why? Because the transfer of the DNA segments from the dead cells to the living cell. So that is the transformation.